Howdy folks, welcome back to another Tech Tip with Ben, and today we are going to be looking at Skybox AI that's brought to us by Blockade Lab. So what a Skybox is a 360 degree photo. Like, it's a all around encompassing photo. The number one application for these would be either in video games, where they want to give a feeling of a very open world, or in movies where you'll see it in like things like The Mandalorian, where they have LED screens instead of a green screen to create these backgrounds with all these light. A skybox would be used to create that. This is a really neat thing because it's a text to skybox generator. So your students and you are able to create a world that you can look around in 360 degrees, and it kind of, you can't explore too much, but you can check it out and you can tweak it and try to figure out your perfect little world. And it's free. And the really nice thing is you don't have to log in. You don't have to make an account. So it's really great for students where you don't have to worry about them collecting personal data because they're not logging into it. So let's check it out. Go to Conjure your world. Alright, so this is the world that they give you to start off in. So you can see it's quite nice. But we're going to go to Dream Up Your World. So I'm going to select a Gothic style castle with large towers on a stormy night. And we'll see how it does with that. So now the next step is to select your style. So because this is like the free version, I haven't logged in, and like if you want to do a lot with it, you have to pay. I only have so many options for styles, so I kind of want to check out that psychedelic illustration. So we'll click that, and then we hit generate. And then it's going to take a moment to actually generate it. It can take a little while. All right, so we have our generation. So here's our psychedelic castle courtyard, kind of Gothic style. And so you can see, like, you can look up, there's the moon, you can look down. So this is 360 degree photo, like every which way you look. So if you really like this style, maybe you don't like this castle, but you like the style, you can hit remix this and it will change the world, but it'll keep the parameters you set for it. Okay, so on the side here you'll see there's some tools. We have different guides. So there's a sphere grid, so this kind of shows you what everything's kind of plastered on. Or if you don't like the sphere, you can do a cube. You can even put a floor there, so that gives you an idea as well of a guide. And if you don't want to see anything, you can take that off. So let's say I wanted to generate a photo, but I wanted to have a little more control. So there's this paintbrush here, and it allows you to draw shapes. And then the AI will actually incorporate that shape into your image. So I'll give you an example. So I'm just going to draw some. Boom. Okay, so here's some squares. I'm going to try to make those into buildings. So I want to dream my world. I want to say I'm going to go for that classic cyberpunk kind of vibe. A futuristic Tokyo cityscape at night with a lot of neon advertisement signs. So hopefully these will turn into buildings. So might as well do it in the cyberpunk kind of style. And then we're going to generate it. So that generated very quickly. So it is kind of varied on how fast it'll generate. So just make sure you have some sort of filler activity, like let the kids go and generate and then give them something else to do while they wait. Because this took like under a minute and the other one took like 8 minutes. So, but I think this is probably a more common one, so it's more used to doing it. So here's our cool futuristic cityscape. So we can see here, if you go over this, it shows you what it created based on what you said. So what are some uses for this? Like, I mean, other than art, like exploring different styles and things like that, like what are like other use cases for it? A really neat idea is to use this actually for English language arts, with little kids or older kids. They can come in here. So say there's a writing exercise and they had to create a short story about a situation, and I know with the younger kids it's about writing with your five senses. They could generate a world, and then they could explore that world, see it, and then that could be the inspiration to write a story about that world. So it could be a fun little activity where they're getting to be creative, but they're also, it's a good prompt for them to kind of really vision themselves in that world. So when they start writing, it writes about that world. Just a different way of kind of thinking about what they're writing. So say you want the student to hand it in. It doesn't really download as a 3D image. It's going to just create a stretched JPEG. But if you download it, so pretty soon a 3D file format download is coming. This will be, so your students can give you an example of what they created. Obviously it's not going to be 360. And it does have a watermark because it's free. But I think for our purposes, we're not using it in a video game or anything like that. These can be actually put into little converters online to create a 360 picture again. But we're not going to get into that today. So I hope that was helpful. Get your kids out there, get them creating these skyboxes. And you can even talk to them about the use of them as well, or use it to inspire some writing or just to explore different art. Have a great day. See you in the next one.